Well, I guess it's an old scandal that's been newly uncovered because, frankly, of the diligence of the prior administration, the Trump administration. Am I allowed to say the Trump administration anymore? I'm not sure. But they
Not on Twitter.
had to let go, I think, 54 scientists last year after a serious investigation. Hundreds of 150 million plus dollars going to them. Many of those scientists had dealings with the Chinese. They were not uh, disclosing as required. In the case of this scientist, he was given $1.5 million to do research at the University of Florida, I believe. At the same time, he was working with a program in China that literally funneled technology and talent, research materials to China. He had a business in China through which he was selling, hey, I've got all this research available, paid for with US tax dollars. So the real problem here is the National Institutes of Health and other federal agencies are funding this research. We have China linked individuals lying about their connections to China and using the research that gets funded to benefit the Chinese communists. And $164 million last year in disputed funds, $1.5 million this year. You're talking serious money and serious research, and plus there are other opportunities the Chinese have that benefit from this research. Don't necessarily include explicit financial ties. So this is a serious issue, given the China's approach to U.S. relations.
Yeah, Tom, the thing that's so interesting to me is, you note the money, but you also note that it's a lot more than just money. It's the technology transfer, the idea that they're getting all this information and they're funneling it back. When I was reading on the Judicial Watch website the specifics of this case, you guys mentioned how the breadth and depth of how this goes on. And the thing that blew my mind is it's not like a one-off, right? These NIH grants and other, it's like they happen all the time. And if it wasn't for Judicial Watch, the question is, would we even know about it? And why isn't our own government stopping this? Like full stop, saying, okay, no more.
Yeah, I mean, this was a U.S. government indictment. I think it was made available publicly this week or this month. I mean, the Chinese are serious about it. They have a program. They've named it the 1,000 Taxer. He's not here, by the way. I think he's in China. He was part of it. And so forget about whether they get $1 to do research X and then they get the research in China. We are spending money that benefits China because we're training their folks. Now, maybe there's good and bad to that, but we can think of a lot of bad, and all the focus has been on the good, right? But the bad is we're using tax dollars to train Chinese researchers to work against us largely, it looks like. And someone's got to, the Trump administration began to call attention to it. I hope the Biden administration continues this aggressive tact. But, as you can see with TikTok and the Confucius Institutes that you've been talking about, this is their checklist. We have to undo everything Trump did for good and bad. And despite President Biden's personal conflicts of interest when it comes to China because of the corruption with his son.
Yeah, but that's concerning. The fact that he is so set on just trying to undo what Trump did, that he's not focusing on the American people and saying, hey, maybe we should be tough on China. Look at what they're doing in our universities and, with our information, with our technology. But the concern is he just wants to put up a front that I'm taking down everything that Trump did to please the far left.
Yeah, I was wondering, maybe they could have gone easy on TikTok 1 week and waited a month on the Confucius Institutes. But instead, it's like, let's give everything to China in 1 week. And as we're highlighting here, this is an issue for national security and our standing in the world in terms of trade and all of that. But there's this, I'm sorry, folks, but there's this corruption issue that's looming over all of this, which is that Hunter Biden still has ties to the Chinese communists. We've got these concerns that we have in the documents from the laptop and other testimony that implicate Joe Biden directly in some of these dealings as a beneficiary and otherwise involved. Heck, Judicial Watch separately found that he had flown to China 5 times while Biden was vice president, Hunter did. What was he doing there? One of those visits we know is one of the visits where he cemented the deals that are at issue now. And Biden promised otherwise. He said there'd be no foreign dealings with my family.
Right.